There's no way that the Rockets could pull this off. This would be insane if the Rockets dealt one of their current major stars in the NBA for a former two-time NBA Finals MVP. These reports are shedding shockwaves throughout the Houston Rockets community. Hello, everybody. My name is Donovan Ricondo. I am your host for Rockets Digest, where we break down all the latest news, reports, and updates regarding your favorite team. And if you have not already, please hit that subscribe button and get this channel going. This is going to be a great community for all types of Rockets fans, so go ahead and click that button below. But for our story today, we have some major reports of Kawhi Leonard possibly coming to the Houston Rockets. I know that's not Kawhi Leonard, that's Ime Udoka, but the reason for this is because Ime Udoka has gone on to say that he is in a win-now mentality. Ime Udoka wants to do anything possible to get this team to the level that it needs to be to contend for championships. And we know, based off this mentality, that he is not afraid to pull off certain things, certain aspects within the team to make sure that they have success. Whether that was, implementing a double big lineup, something we don't usually see in the NBA, or even in the last one of their last games against the 76ers, benching Şengün for an extended period of time, going with that small lineup, which they eventually went on to pull off that win in overtime. Of course, Şengün did come back and scored some major points in overtime and got some good rebounds, but I want to put that out there because I want to just emphasize that Ime Udoka will stop at nothing. If he thinks something will better the team, then he will pull that off. But is this the move to make? We have a new report saying that due to their clear struggles to contain a role player like Grimes, who had like a 30-burger against the Rockets, he played on the 76ers, he had like a 30-burger against us. Despite possessing incredible perimeter stoppers, the Rockets' general manager Rafael may figure that the team's defense still needs improvement as they continue to fight for high postseason seeding. In fact, it's plausible that his front office could take a major swing for the fences this summer by negotiating a deal with the Los Angeles Clippers to bring in one of the greatest defenders in league history and two-time NBA champion Kawhi Leonard. Wow, that is insane. If the Rockets put Kawhi Leonard on this team, defensively, they, without a shadow of a doubt, will be the best defensive team in the NBA. They already, in their last few games, have proven that they can guard just as good as any other team, especially in that Western Conference when you got a lot of stars like Jokic, like LeBron, like Ja Morant. Locking those guys down come playoff time is already a possibility and something that they have proven that they can do with wins over those teams this year. But if you add Kawhi Leonard, possibly one of the best defensive players in this league, that could have major effects on what your team looks like. Let's go and look at Kawhi's stats. So I want to bring up that Kawhi currently is at 19.6 per game, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. These aren't terrible numbers. These aren't, he's not washed by any means necessary. He's playing a solid game this season. He has only played, I think, 26 games this year, and he's coming off that injury. But so far, he's proven that he's a solid piece for the Clippers if they want to make a deep playoff run. We know he's done it before. He's done it in 2014 with the Spurs. He's done it in 2019 with the Raptors. We know that he is fully capable of bringing a team to a championship season. However, I do also want to point out something else. What would we get for Kawhi Leonard? Or what would we have to trade away for Kawhi Leonard? And that is something that can very well be a turnoff when it comes to whether or not the Rockets make this trade. If we're going to go to our graphic here, let's see here. We're going to go to, I got to figure out these out. Here we go. We got the Rockets will land Kawhi Leonard and Kobe Brown, but they will give away, I repeat, they will give away, Clippers will land Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, Jeff Green, a 2025 first-round pick via Houston, a 2027 first-round pick via Houston, and a 2027 first-round pick via Phoenix. That's 3 first-round picks in the span of the next 2 years, giving away your highest scorer, Jalen Green, one of your hustle players, one of your glue guys, starter, Dillon Brooks, and an NBA veteran in Jeff Green. Oh, that's something for our ears to hear. That is a lot to give up. Straight up, that is a lot to give up for Kawhi Leonard and Kobe Brown, who probably won't make much of a difference whether or not he comes to the Rockets, probably for contract purposes. But Jalen Green is the big name that stands out right there. And so if we go to our graphic here, you just saw the stats for Kawhi. Here are the stats for Jalen. Jalen, highest scorer on the Rockets this season, 21.4 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He's proven himself to be not the player that he was last year, not the player that he was his rookie. He's significantly improved every season he's been here with the Rockets. Jalen Green has proven, as I've said in my previous video, that he can very well easily be the anchor that the Houston Rockets build off of in years to come, either him, Şengün, or a combination of both. He has proven that he, in fact, can be that guy. But, when you put his name in this trade talk, it kind of, I don't know, you kind of give up a lot. You give up a lot because Jalen Green has proven that he can be that guy. And, he scores more points than Kawhi Leonard this season. He's been a key piece in us having the second seed so far in the West. Hopefully that holds. But if the Rockets can keep him and not get Kawhi, I think that might be in the best interest of the team. Here is why. If we go to our other graphic here, we have a graphic of these are Kawhi's stats for the last 3 seasons. Again, I'm not saying he's washed. If you look at below that yellow line, those are his stats. You can see that his points per game have slowly declined. Not by a bunch. He's not scoring 4 points a game. He's still scoring a hefty 19, but it has gone down. We have seen his production get lower and lower since the 2022-2023 season. Rebounds are less, assists are less. His steals are kind of in the same arena of the previous 2 years, but they are slowly declining. And I understand that he's been out with he's been back, but earlier this season he was out with an injury, and so these stats are maybe be a little skewed. But he has played 26 games, which I feel like is a good pool to grab off of and make an inference such as this. But when you kind of see that, it kind of doesn't really make sense to go and get a guy like him who, doesn't quite, he guards very, very well. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it anyway. He is posting some of his best a great defensive rating right now. I believe his defensive rating is a 110, his best since the 2020-2021 season. But it's just, it may not be worth it because the one thing, and I have not mentioned it this entire video because I do want to stress how much of a solid player this guy is, but Kawhi Leonard is in fact very, very injury prone. Great ball player, but his lack of ability to stay healthy for an extended period of time is instrumental. If you're the Rockets front office and you're looking to build something reliable that you can build off of for years to come, getting a guy like Kawhi Leonard doesn't really make a lot of sense. He has shown in the past that he is unreliable when it comes to playing actual games. This year, only 26 games being played. We're almost at the end of the regular season. That is not something that you put all your eggs in the basket for. That isn't something that's not the chance you take by trading away a player that's only shown that he can get better and better every year for a guy that's not on the outs, but hasn't been the same player that he was in 2019 and hasn't been the same player that he was only, say, 2-3 years ago. So that is a lot to give up for Kawhi Leonard. I think the Rockets would be making a mistake to trade for someone like Kawhi Leonard. I understand he's had the experience of getting to the promised land, but it just doesn't really make sense. It's not in the cards, and I don't think GM Rafael Stone should go forward with that trade. Again, just a rumor, but a rumor that has been circulated within the NBA circle for quite some time. So let me know what you guys think. Should we trade for Kawhi Leonard? And if not Kawhi Leonard, who else should we trade for? Tell me in the comments. I've been Donovan Ricondo. It has been an absolute pleasure bringing you this news, and we'll see you next time on Rockets Digest.